So this is from the point of view of Max. Sylvie's house is a beautiful, semi-detached Victorian house that I know my dad would love. Like our house, they have a front door they don't really use, with a pretty grand stone surround. Around the back of the house, the door opens into the kitchen, again like ours, and when we walk in, instead of kicking our boots off like we do the moment we step into my house, she heads through the kitchen, past a massive range cooker and a huge bare oak dining table, and through to a small set of stairs that serve the back of the house. I later discover a much larger staircase in the front hall and understand we are walking up what would have been the servant stairs in Victorian times. "Are your parents home?" I ask. "Nah," she says, "but in case they come in, his name's David and her name's Banu. They'll probably both be at uni until late though. Dad's doing a postgrad in Egyptology, and Mum's an archaeology professor." "Are your family Egyptian?" "Yeah, my mum's family. My dad's doing a super big research project on ancient Egypt. He's obsessed with it." "Cool, what is it about?" "The role of Matt in ancient Egypt applied to modern day philosophy about democratic society." Wow. Matt's the concept of fate and universal balance. It's not an actual Matt. Okay, I grin. We get into her room and I look around before remembering not to be nosy. I take off my shoes and coat, then sit on her desk chair. "You can sit on the bed," she says. "Oh, thanks." "You're just a nice, simple boy, aren't you, Max?" Sylvie says, smirking weirdly. I smile, although I'm not sure what she means. "You think I'm simple?" I say and laugh. "I didn't mean stupid," she replies. Then her eyes go misty and she leans towards me like she's about to kiss me, and I say, "Have you got any alcohol?" "Huh?" "We could play a game," I say, looking around the room for a bottle of something. "Like we have to drink every time Meg speaks in Family Guy. Do you have cable?" "That could be a long game. I've seen you really wasted at parties." "Do you drink a lot?" Sylvie asks me. "Not really, actually. I can't drink much." I shrug, grinning. "I'm a lightweight." She raises her eyebrows. "I'm trying to cut back, but I love dark rum. I'll go get some." "Okay," I say in an overly cheery way, and she says, "Wait there," and leaves the room. I put my arms around her knees and sit patiently on her bed. It's a really nice room. The walls are the dark red of a cherry, with wood almost the same colour. It's not big, but it's not small either. She has a double bed, which makes me slightly worried. She's got loads of poetry books and tons of clothes all hanging on a rail. A black sphinx sits in the window watching me. I'm kind of anxious. I'm all healed up down there, that's not the problem. Obviously it's still weird. There's no way I would do anything, so that's okay. But it's just that girls always look so disappointed when we get into a situation where we should maybe be going for it, and then I pull away, or move their hand, or don't let them kneel down or whatever. That's happened a few times. When I first started to make out with girls, sex and oral sex wasn't a problem because we were 14 and no one was doing it. I had a nice girlfriend called Anna for a whole year, and then she moved away, and I went out with another girl called Lee for a couple of months. Then about 6 months ago, everybody started to expect more. I was in the park with Lee and we were kissing as usual, and as usual it was great. She was so nice and funny and really quirky. She liked surfing and had long hippie-like blonde hair with natural highlights at the front. We used to go hang out a lot in the park, or at the cinema, Hemingway's independent cinema. She swore all the time and we weren't allowed to at home, so of course I loved it. She was great with my little brother Daniel too. It was a February night, and would have been pitch black if it weren't for the light from the houses nearby. And we were at the park kissing when suddenly she grabbed my hand off her breast and put it up her skirt. Naturally, I thought this was brilliant. We were going out for a while and I was ready. Before I knew it, she had unzipped my pants and was pulling down my underwear. I yelped and leapt away from her. What the fuck? Lee said, her hair floating in the breeze, her breath visible. I couldn't say anything. I wouldn't let her touch me, find out what was down there, find out what was missing. I had no way to explain it really, no terminology. At that point, I had never even thought about how it would affect life with girls. All I knew was that I was intersex, but I didn't know what that meant. I still don't really. So Lee asked me again. What the fuck, Max? Did I hurt you? I shook my head. You don't want me to touch you? Say something. I couldn't meet her eye. I was so embarrassed. I was thinking, Lee, if you knew what was down there, you would never have gone for it. It would gross you out. Gay people get ridiculed in high school. Boys who wear tight tops and girls who do sports are ridiculed in high school. What would they do to me? I trusted Lee, but if I told her and somehow it slipped out, I'd have been dead. My life would have been over. No one would look at me in the same way. Lee wouldn't, her parents wouldn't. They'd hate me. Lee was so angry. You know, this makes me feel really shitty, she hissed at me. That was a pretty fucking intimate thing I was going to do for you, and now you just don't want to talk at all. I put my hand to my forehead to shield my eyes. I shook my head again in a silent apology and turned around. When I turned back, she was at the locked gate to the park, climbing over it and landing outside. After Lee, I decided to just kiss people. If I went further, everyone at school would find out what I was, and then everyone would crucify me, just like they crucified Samuel Collins when he came out last year, and Ellie Pando when she kissed Katie Fox at a party and said Katie was way too into it. It would be another sex-gender thing that would give people the creeps, and it's no use asking why questions of sex and gender give people the creeps, and it's no use blaming it on society and saying it should change, because nothing is going to change about my high school for the next year and make it okay for people to know the truth about me. Nothing is going to change that would stop everyone from wanting to know and from talking about it and from feeling grossed out, I guess. Now when I kiss a girl, I just move her hands away from me, or stop kissing altogether and suggest we go inside, get a drink. In Sylvie's bedroom, I rest my head on my knees, and I look at her big red pillows and her teddy bear propped to the head of her bed. This thing with Sylvie has been different. She's different. I'm different with her. It's not that I don't want to kiss her, because I really do, but it's that I want other things more. I want to hang out with her. I want to talk. I want to be her best friend, and that complicates things so much more, because it means she invites me home, and I go, my legs excitedly carrying me there, as my mind is apprehensive about what will happen. I don't want to offend her, and I don't want her to hate me. And yeah, even though I won't take off my clothes and I can't go any further than kissing this time, I really, really want to. My whole body is humming with it. You're in Sylvie's bedroom, says my brain. Yup. Are you going to do it with her? No, how can I? Go on. You want to bury your face in her hair so bad. What's the worst that could happen? She could scream and run away and tell everyone. Come on, she likes you. Maybe it won't be like that. How do you know how she'll react? I know. But, shut up. Hey, Sylvie comes back in. Rum and Coke? I nod, smile, hold my hand out for a cup and realise it's shaking. Definitely need 1 or 3 of those right now, I say. I think she sees I look nervous, so she takes pity on me and turns on the TV. I was thinking about what we could do, she says. Do you want to play Tech Dog? Sure, I say, watching her set it up. My brother loves video games. We play all the time. Cool, she says, and hands me a controller. We sit down together on the floor. Our knees are touching. I can smell her perfume. And I can't help thinking